Is it possible for a family of 5 with 14 animals to only go shopping 4 times a year? In a regular house with very limited storage space, is it even possible? That's what I'm planning in today's video. I'm Kirsty, my husband's Dean. Welcome to Heart's Humble Homestead. Why 4 times per year? Ideally it would be yearly, but realistically in our house we don't have the room to store that amount of food, and the fresh things and the meats and things would run out really quickly. We're thinking 4 times per year because we managed 14 weeks in the summer pantry challenge and just over 8 weeks, 2 months in the winter one, so it should be achievable without the restrictions that we had last time, with a bit of better planning. We will be starting at the end of August, so how we've planned it is shopping the 4 times per year, the end of August, the end of November, the end of February and the end of May. The reason we are doing it that way is so the end of November covers December for Christmas rather than it being the last month. We want to be able to buy a bit extra for over Christmas and have plenty of fresh things, and rather than doing it from January to March and doing it that way as a full year. We are going to use these couple of months and start it at the end of August because the end of May would have been the ideal time, but we're nowhere near ready. We've got a pantry overhaul to do. Hopefully that will be the next video, so we're rearranging that to make sure it holds as much food as possible. We've also decided to give ourselves a budget of around £50 per month for anything that we run out of. So that's only £10 each as a family of 5. So for things like milk at the milk hut or a sack of potatoes, as things like dairy and potatoes were the biggest thing we ran out of over our winter challenge. And this is more of a lifestyle change than a challenge, so we really don't want to restrict things like milk that we really enjoy having. And for the potatoes, we don't have enough space to grow all of our own potatoes, so we really do need to buy the sacks from the farm shop. For the budget, we actually have no idea. I did Google how much the average family of 5 in the UK spends on food shopping for weekly and monthly, and those numbers were between £130 and £201 per week, or £550 to £860 per month just on food shop. We spend nowhere near that. We don't have that sort of money to spend on food. So what we'll do is from recording this video, we will record anything we do spend and see if we can find an average and a target, and I'll let you know as soon as we know that. Storage space. So if you've watched some of our previous videos, you know that we've utilised a wasted wide corridor space that leads from our living room to our dining room and our kitchen that we use as our walk-through pantry. So we do have the cupboard, the freezer, a little pantry which is just a little storage cupboard, and a little shelf with some drawers. We are planning on building a worktop, well, more of a table where we can store the bigger plastic tubs to put our flour and our oats in, so we can store more. The animals are also included in this lifestyle change challenge, whatever you want to call it, so we will need to think of additional storage for their food too. Sorry about the lighting in here, it has no natural light, so it's ideal for a pantry but not ideal when I'm trying to show people things. So we have got that area here. We are planning on making our own here. We can't put anything that's more solid. We can't build shelves or anything here because the water stop bit is on the floor right in that corner, but we are planning on building one on wheels that fits more of the space so we can get our produce on. So I've showed that's our freezer that we got after saving money in our last pantry challenge. Going to utilise up there more for things like tea bags sugar and coffee. We're hoping that them items we'll only have to buy yearly, so we do tend to buy them in bulk when we buy them, and then we can store them up there, because at the moment I've got the Wonder Bag, I've got the gas for the camp stove, we've got batteries and things in there, and our miler bags are up there. We need to reorganise this space because it is absolutely fabulous. It's one of the best £40 I've spent on this unit, but because we do a lot of our cooking from scratch, keeping it organised is always an issue. So for example, the soup mix is out the back there, so to get that out, because it is on a tower, it's like 3 Kilner jars slotted together, we do need to empty a lot of it out and put back. So I am thinking of something to do here. I was thinking the like steps that you put in, but because we use a lot of jars, all the jars are different sizes, so it wouldn't really fit. I'm going to get a mug tree for these, so they are out of here, and maybe find somewhere else to store the canning rings and lids, so in here can be spread out a bit more to make it a bit more convenient. As you can see, it's just chaos. It just, because we just grab things and just throw them back in, really. There's no, it's just what we do. We do everything from scratch. Is one of the, we go in this daily, so it's impossible to keep tidy. And because we don't have, it'd be easy like with the jam where we have like 24 of the same item, but because we've got 1 or 2 jars of everything, it's not easy to keep organised. So these are the tubs I was on about. So we are going to, we've got some bigger ones of these, so these are, I think these are the 10 kilogram ones, or are they 5? I will put it on the screen. So for now we've got things like the flour and sugar in, but for things like the bread flour and wheat grain and oats, we are going to be putting them in the 25 kilogram ones, or 30, depending on what I've got. I can't remember which one I've got. And then I'm hoping that these will stack on top of them, and then in here I can have the big trays of the chopped tomatoes and store tuna and excess tins in there, so we're not cramming as much into our main kitchen. So the main kitchen should hold up about 2 weeks worth of food, no problem at all. So this would ideally just need to be 10 weeks, just over 10 weeks worth. So here, ignore the curtain, that was a very silly idea of mine to put a white curtain on where we go through constantly, so they always need taken down and washing. So here, this is the organised chaos, should we say. So this is where we're going to be making a scaffolding board worktop with legs on to put the storage boxes underneath. So my brother was cutting wood today, so he has cut the bits down for us. So I'm hoping that by the next video, which will be the Thursday one, that will be in place and you'll see the more organised pantry overhaul, hopefully. So we've got the wheat grain that we blend to make our own flour, so when we do run out of normal bread flour, we have got that. And then we've got our Ryobi tools in there, a nice box that my dad made that I will be storing produce in, and we've still got the mealworms in, and obviously the canning pantry, which I will be reorganising so it's exclusively meat. It's looking a bit low at the moment because we are waiting for produce to come in out of the garden. So what we'll be doing is making that worktop and more of a table, and then putting a curtain in front of it, so this is a more organised area. We are all meat eaters in this house, so the large freezer in the walk-through pantry will probably need to be exclusively for meat, as does the little canning pantry that I use. It will be best if we use that for convenience meats too. because we will be getting a butcher's delivery at the end of each 3 months, or the start of each 3 months, however you want to look at it. So that will be the best for that. The small freezer will probably be for mainly dairy and any leftovers that we have, so blocks of butter and grated cheese. We will be getting our milk fresh, and then just if we do have leftovers that can't be canned, they can just be popped in that section. For you preppers that are watching and you're going, oh, you've got to use all of your preppers, for our long-term storage, we don't store it there. This is our working pantry that we're using. We do have things like white rice and wheat grains and things stored elsewhere in the house in tubs and Milo bags.
Hey guys, me again, back for that random part of the channel that always happens where I'm here going, can I have some likes and subscribes and a description and stuff? So yeah, that's me doing it again. You know what I like. See you later. Why the heck would I ask you for a description? It's a comment I want. I think I've been doing this too much. I'm losing the plot. Let me know. Do you think I'm losing the plot? I always am. Woo!
So what's the point? Why are we doing this? Mainly it's cost. So the reduce of spending. Things seem to be going up every time we go shopping, and it's a constant worry. And I'm just looking each time we go to the shop, the store, the supermarket, we're just seeing them prices increase, and it is causing me to become quite anxious over the food prices. But by stocking up, we're hoping to stop the impulse buys and hoping to stop that price rise gap that little bit by not buying the impulse things that we buy when we just go around the shop every few weeks that we normally do. We also want to be encouraged to make more of our own things. We do cook from scratch as much as possible, but there's some things that we do buy that are just sweet treats really. Another reason is so we use our growing space to the best of its ability, so we won't have access to lots of fresh ingredients all of the time if we don't grow it ourselves. So it will be more eating what's in season, making the most of our space, growing what we eat, not just what YouTube and Instagram says is popular, to make sure we are getting plenty of nutrients that way too. Realistic issues that I think we will have. So I think the main one will be our teenagers saying there's nothing in, even though there's cupboards full of ingredients there. So what I'm thinking to combat that is maybe one day a week, if we all make something as a snack for throughout the week. So I could do flapjacks, our eldest could make cookies, or alternate weeks and things like that. So there's always that little snack thing that we could have, rather than needing to wait to make it from scratch every single day. Just spread it out, do snacks on one day, and then when they are gone, they are gone. Another issue that I think we'll come across is the amount of items that you can buy at one time. So for example, tuna, I know when you do an online shop at Asda, the limit is 10 tins if you buy the separate tins. So that seems like a lot, but not for 3 months for a family of 5. That's only 1 tin a week for 2 weeks. So I need to think of a way of getting around that. I am thinking of doing one supermarket shop, a farm food shop. I will be going there anyway because they have some good deals on things like toilet rolls and the bags of red kidney beans and things like that. And we'll be doing a butcher's delivery. But I'm really worried about how we will stock up enough on tins of tuna and things. So if you've got any ideas, please let me know. Well, thank you for watching till the end of the video. Do you think that it's something that is achievable, or do you think we'll fail at the first hurdle? Is it something you're going to try? Please let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, everybody. Bye.